Hello everyone and Happy New Year! Welcome back to my Sims 2 channel. My name is Brianna Peppers and today you are watching episode 4 of Silent Peaks. I do want to apologize for the condition of my voice. Hopefully it's not too bad, but as you can probably hear, I am a little bit sick. It's not a new year if I'm not starting it off sick, so that's just awesome for me, but I wanted to go ahead and get started on our very first episode, or I should say video, for 2026. What better way to get it started than by continuing our venture into this limited series? Silent Peaks is a custom neighborhood. I did not build this, but I will leave the link to download down below if you are interested. It's very mystery-addled, and we've already played a few different households, and we've already kind of started to figure out a little bit of some strange happenings around Silent Peaks. So today we're going to be exploring that even further with our next family. So today we're actually going to be playing with the Greenburgs, and this is their family photo and description here. The Greenburgs welcomed Rosa's new girlfriend and her son very warmly. It's been even more pleasant around the house with their company. Despite being a mother, Amber doesn't seem very sure about the commitment she has to face, while her partner already wonders about making things official. What will become of their relationship? So far we've only played households on this side of town, but today we get to cross the bridge over here. And I feel like it is important to say you probably are going to need a camera mod if you're going to be playing this neighborhood because it's quite a large map and you may not be able to see every building without the camera mod, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, the Greenbergs live right over here. They're actually the only family on this side of town, which is interesting. We do have some unoccupied homes for future developments if anyone decides to move houses. And we have a park, sunflower fields, the countryside cemetery, and yeah, it's a very rural part of town, I suppose. So they look like they have actually a very large house. I wonder if this is going to be too heavy for my game. But okay, so yeah, we have the pretty much the same exact bio here. They live on 80 Meadow Way, and the house looks like it's definitely worth a lot. It seems like they even have a barn, so I'm excited to get in here and see what that looks like. So this is going to be kind of a full house. We do have, I think, the older parents, Alma and Wilhelm, and then we've got our younger parents, Amber and Rosa, and then their child, Lewis, and even a dog named Loki. Oh my gosh, I'm excited to see them. So let's get in here and see what's going on with the Greenberg family. All right, guys, we are finally here at the house. It took a while to load, and then I had some severe pink flashing I had to sort out. But now we're here, and I did just do like a 10-minute ramble about the house and the Sims before I realized that my recording software was paused. So that's just my favorite thing. I love when that happens. Yay! So we're gonna redo this. So I just wanted to point out a couple things about the house. It's very cute. I like it a lot. I think I've said this so far about every single house and apartment and building, but the people that build for this neighborhood just did an absolutely fantastic job. I mean, look at this place. They have a barn and a pond and a gigantic garden, lots of orchard trees and plants out back. It's incredible. I'm just going to do a basic overview of the layout since we don't have a lot of time to spend on every little detail, but this is what it looks like. You have your main entryway, you have a little hobby room where the dog is, apparently with this bed. You've got your pottery, arts and crafts must be someone's hobby. You have a little study over here with the computer and some bookshelves. You've got a full bath, dining room, galleyway kitchen, which is quite nice. I love the seasons, like decorations and stuff for especially the kitchens. I don't know why they're just so charming. I'm not seeing, oh yes, a food bowl, yes, for the dog. Nice little living room, not too big, not too small. They've got everything that they could need in here as well as more tables. And then this is one of my favorite parts is this like sunroom situation. They've got like there's a grill and a table out here with a bar and a wine rack. Like these people could be having some really nice parties. And then out here in the barn, which is already so cool, someone must be working on this car. Nice. And then you have it in a little junk area, which I thought was so charming. There's an exercise machine, a toy bench, lots of things like people have obviously been working out here. And there's a photo of Amber and Rosa and Lewis. So since Amber's out here, I wonder if she must be the person that's doing all this, like, I don't know, working projects and stuff. If I had to guess, I think that the garden probably belongs to either Rosa or maybe her father, one of the Greenbergs. And then on the top floor, you've got your main, like, landing, you've got a piano, some sitting areas, and interestingly enough, there are actually two nurseries. So this one is very clearly supposed to be Lewis's room. It's more decked out. For some reason, there's high chairs in here. I find that odd. I usually put high chairs in the kitchen. But it's pretty cute. It's got everything he could need. There's also a womrat cage, but no womrat is in it. I think that's just because they expect you to stock it yourself, but I don't think I'm going to keep it because womrats can actually keep your Sims awake at night. And then we've got another full ensuite bath. And yeah, this is the second nursery, so I haven't read their descriptions and stuff yet, but I don't think I read anything about them expanding the family, so I'm not sure if they're planning on having another baby or if this was left over from when Rosa was a baby. But I didn't think that made a lot of sense either, because if this was Rosa's childhood bedroom, wouldn't it be like decked out for a child? I don't know. But that could be something to look into, is like them having another kid, one of their own. And then there are two full bedrooms here. So this pink one right here is clearly supposed to be Rosa and Amber's. It's very cute, very floral. And then I know that because there's actually a framed photo of Lewis and Loki here. I don't think there was anything else, just a bookshelf in the closet. And they actually share a small like half bath. I mean, it's got a shower, but actually the shower is screwed up because how would they use it like that? I think it's supposed to be this direction. I'll look into that later. And then this bedroom over here, the green one, is going to be Wilhelm and Alma's. Very cute, very old people-y, efficient. I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, so that's pretty much the entirety of the house. I mean, I may have missed a few details, but that's kind of just a really quick overview. So let's go ahead and look at our Sims. So since we're on Wilhelm, we're going to take a look at him first. So Wilhelm is a family Sim. His lifetime want is to max out 7 skills, which is interesting because that's usually, you know, a knowledge Sim lifetime want, but you know, you can be multifaceted. He has no secondary aspiration, but if I had to choose one, maybe I would choose knowledge just based on that lifetime want. He is 55 days old, so he's actually younger than his wife. He has the want locked in to see a relative get engaged. He wants to see the ghost of Jack Clarke. He wants to be best friends with Amber Clarke, which is going to be his future daughter-in-law probably. And he wants to get a bronze toy making talent badge. So clearly he's the one that's been working on the toys outside in the shed. As for his friends, he has a really great relationship with his wife Alma. He's very close with his daughter. Loki the dog is listed as one of his friends, even though they don't have the friends marker, which I find to be interesting. And he is actually friends with his, well, I guess you couldn't really call Lewis his grandson, but maybe that's how he feels towards Lewis, because it's sort of like his daughter's stepson, so that's cute. And he has a pretty good relationship with Amber, like not amazing, but not terrible. It's also interesting that he is the one to be best friends with her, because that usually doesn't roll until they're already friends of some kind, but again, I think the creator of the neighborhood just kind of, I don't know, can force that kind of stuff. I don't know how that works. He is attracted to quite a few different women, of course, but his wife is his priority. He is a retired university guest lecturer, so he gets a pension for 382 simoleons every day. And despite his lifetime want being to max out 7 skills, he doesn't have very many skills. He has 0 cooking, 0 charisma, and everything else is pretty basic, so he has quite a ways to go on that front. He is a Cancer, so he's pretty balanced in everything. I mean, he's not too sharply one way or another on any trait, but you know, that's good. And his bio says, born on the rural side of the town, Wilhelm always loved being surrounded by nature. He's very excited to see his daughter and her girlfriend enjoy that lifestyle as well. Wilhelm could spend hours and hours in his garden, smelling the flowers he grew all by himself. So yeah, Wilhelm is obviously in charge of the garden, and it's good that he's retired because he can spend a lot of extra time on that. His one true hobby is nature, of course. That makes sense. His turn-ons are foodie Sims and naturalists, and his turn-off is blonde hair. I'm gonna just go ahead and give him his aspiration benefits. I'm not going to bother with a secondary aspiration because I haven't played with him yet, and I don't know what exactly I would want to do with him yet anyway. I think that's how I've been handling it for most of the other Sims in Silent Peaks anyway. And then I think that's everything for him right now, so let's go ahead and go look at his wife Alma. So Alma is also a family Sim, and her lifetime want is to have 6 grandchildren, and she's got a ways to go because currently she has technically 0. She's 58 days old, so like I said, she's actually quite a bit older than Wilhelm, which is interesting. Just like Wilhelm, she has the want locked in for a relative to get engaged. So obviously Wilhelm and Alma are hoping that their daughter Rosa is either going to pop the question to Amber or Amber's going to pop the question to Rosa. It's cute that they are so supportive of her. She wants to be friends with the dog, she wants to see the ghost of Jack, and she wants to be friends with Amber. Okay, so her friends, of course, are her husband and her daughter. Just like with Wilhelm, she has the dog in her friends panel, but they're not actually friends. And then she gets along pretty well with Lewis. As for her relationship with Amber, it's just like Wilhelm's. They seem to know each other fairly well, but they're not super close. And she wants to change that. She wants to be friends with Amber. Okay, and she knows quite a few other people. Not really. She hasn't really gotten around town much, I suppose. But Jack Clarke, she hates him. Hates his guts. They are enemies. It's terrible. She is unemployed, so it's implied that she's maybe never had a job, or she simply didn't retire. Maybe she just quit. Yeah, she's got really high cooking skill and nothing else. I mean, some logic, some creativity, some cleaning. So I think it's implied that she's probably spent most of her life as a homemaker. She's also a Cancer, like her husband, but she's a little bit more extreme to some degree. She's much more neat, rather shy, rather lazy, quite serious, and extremely nice. And her bio says, Alma is living her dream, getting old with her beloved husband and surrounded by family. She can't wait to see her daughter Rosa enlarging the family with her new girlfriend. It's been so nice having Amber and little Lewis around, but it's time for Alma to meet her grandchildren. Right, so Wilhelm and Alma are probably very excited for Rosa and Amber to start growing their family even more, and maybe that's why there's another nursery upstairs, because, you know, the grandparents were just kind of overexcited and got ready for another baby, even though their daughter's not even engaged yet. Her one true hobby is arts and crafts, so clearly that little hobby room over there in the corner is for her, and she does have some enthusiasm in cuisine and nature. And her turn-ons are fatness and geeky sims, and her turn-off is sociable. Alrighty then. And oh yeah, I didn't really look at their memories, so let's go back and look. So her first memories are of meeting her parents. Of course, she learned her toddler skills from her parents, grew up well. She made best friends with her parents. They clearly had a very good relationship. She met Wilhelm when she was a teenager, and they had their first kiss and fell in love and went steady. And then she did get a job when she was an adult. It doesn't say what the job was, but, you know, she got some kind of job. She moved in, obviously, probably with Wilhelm. They got engaged and married. And then shortly after had Rosa. She taught Rosa to talk and taught her a nursery rhyme. She made best friends with Rosa, grew up well, got a promotion, and then unfortunately her parents passed away. Yep. Kept getting promotions. Okay, interesting. It does say she retired, but her job panel does not reflect that. Yeah, that's strange. Loki joined the pack. I don't know what triggers that kind of memory. Reached golden anniversary. And then Amber and Lewis moved in, and that is when she made enemies with Jack. Okay, let's go look at Wilhelm's really quickly. Same situation. He had a pretty good childhood. He was, you know, close with his parents, Torsten and Mila. Okay, his memories reflect the same stuff that all of Alma's did. He taught Rosa to walk and he potty trained her. He joined the garden club. Oh, interesting. So I wonder if he's still in it. His parents passed away. Then he retired, and his is correctly reflected. I'm not sure why hers isn't. Received a perfect garden score. Oh. And he also made enemies with Jack shortly after Amber and Lewis moved in. Okay, so we're gonna have to see what's going on with Amber there to unpack that. Okay, and same thing as Wilhelm. I'm just going to give her... Well, she didn't... I just realized I gave him the Life of Luxury and stuff, and he doesn't even need that because he's, retired. So, whatever. There you go. Perfect. Let's go look at Amber. I'm excited to get more into their situation anyway, since it seems like the story kind of revolves around them. So Amber, interestingly enough, is a romance sim, and she has 34 days until she becomes an elder, so basically she's very, very young. She wants to be best friends with Wilhelm and Alma, and she wants to see the ghost of Jack, and she wants to be friends with Alma, and she has a fear locked in of getting engaged to Rosa, so she is not interested in doing that. Her lifetime want is to woohoo with 20 different sims. Oh lord. So poor Rosa, I have a feeling that this may not work out the way that she wants it to. For her friends, she's literally only friends with her dog and her girlfriend. Not even her son. She actually has quite a poor relationship with her son. As we've learned from previous episodes, Amber Clarke is actually the sibling of Cassie and Clarke. So her niece and nephew are Lydia and Valerian Sanders. They don't have like a super great relationship. They kind of just are acquaintances. And then Jack Clarke is her father, who she despises. And I'm excited to get to Jack Clarke's house to figure out why exactly everyone hates him so damn much. Like, what did he do? But yeah, it's super curious that she does not have a good relationship with her son. And I'm just going to spoil it and see who is Lewis's dad. Leonard Morris. Okay then. Leonard Morris is Lewis's father. Okay, she does have a job. She's a gas station attendant, so not a very lucrative career, but that's something. She is a Sagittarius. She's extremely sloppy, a little bit outgoing, mostly active and playful, and quite grouchy. Her bio says Amber has always found a lot of joy in being close to Sims she found attractive. She was so happy to be invited to move in with her girlfriend after the last fight with her father. Now, having baby Lewis with her equips her with new responsibilities. Where's the time to have some more fun? She does have feelings for Rosa, but she really wants to hang out with other hot Sims again. Oh no. So like I said, probably not going to work out in Rosa's favor. Yes, so she's a tinkering hobby sim, so clearly working on this car must be for her. And her memories are kind of crazy, so let's unpack them here. So, you know, Cassie must be her older brother. She grew up well, learned to talk, learned to walk, all that good stuff. But she grew up badly. Vermin. They all grew up badly. Met Anthony Mayfield, got a D report card. Lost a fight with Jack? Are you for real? So she was fighting with her father when she was a teenager, and it's sort of implied here that maybe they just had a really bad upbringing. They had vermin in their house, they were getting poor grades. That's interesting. She snuck out with Anthony, had her very first kiss with Anthony. I don't remember if we've met Anthony yet. His name sounds familiar. Made out with him, but then she got caught sneaking out by Jack, I suppose. Lost another fight with him, made enemies with him. And then her parents both grew up badly, and she ran away and had a woohoo with Anthony. Oh my god. And then her mother died. And then she met Leonard. And she came home after running away. She won a fight with Jack. Her brother got engaged, and she met her brother's fiance, Abrielle, who we saw in the last episode. She grew up badly to an adult. Cassian got married. She made best friends with Leonard, met his brother Bernard. And then she and Leonard started hooking up. She met her niece and nephew. She did a public woohoo with Leonard, and they went steady. And almost immediately afterwards, she lost him as a best friend and broke up with him. So that was very temporary, wasn't it? She got a bad reputation, she moved out, and then she had Lewis. So maybe she got pregnant and didn't want to keep the baby or something, and they broke up because of that. But I don't know. I mean, she's kept the baby, obviously, so maybe he didn't want it. Who's to say? But yeah, she had Lewis. She got a job. She remembers her husband leaving his wife. And then she met Rosa and went steady. Lewis grew up badly. How do you grow up badly from an infant to a toddler? Oh man. But yeah, I think the implication is just that, you know, she had a really rough upbringing. She had a really strained relationship with her father, and then she found herself being a single mother and not really knowing how to handle it. She got pickpocketed. So I think it's just the implication that she just hasn't really been handling herself well. Her chemistry, her turn-ons are red hair and practical sims, and her turn-off are ambitious sims. Interesting. And then again, no secondary aspiration. I'm just going to give her her basic lifetime aspiration benefits. And yeah, I think that's everything to do with her right now. Let's go take a look at Rosa. I promise we're almost done with the introductions. This part always takes a while. So Rosa, just like her parents, is a family sim. She is also 34 days from becoming an elder. She's the exact same age as Amber. Her lifetime want, interestingly enough, is to own 5 top-level businesses. Which, like, does she even own a business? I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe that's something we could work towards. I mean, that seems kind of crazy, but that is not a lifetime want that I satisfy often, if ever. The same thing as always, no secondary aspiration. She wants to be the master of Loki, be friends with Alfred Wallace, see the ghost of Jack, and get engaged to Amber. And just talking about this now, since it's clear that Rosa wants to get engaged and Amber does not, I do have some mods in place that I'm pretty sure if Rosa was to propose to Amber, Amber's going to say no. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So Rosa is a drive-through clerk, level 2 in the culinary career. I'm not sure why they're so low in their careers. I mean, at this point, they've been adults for like 8 days, which I guess isn't a lot, but it kind of is at the same time. Yeah, I was off. 6 days. They've been adults for 6 days. But she could get a promotion the next time she goes to work. She's a Cancer. She's very neat, shy, lazy, serious, but very, very nice. Her bio says, Rosa's childhood was the happiest she could ever imagine, and she wishes to provide the same comfort to her family in the future. She loves hanging out around the kitchen, experimenting with cuisine. Recently, she started dreaming about opening a tiny bakery of her own. Oh, that could be very interesting. She is a cuisine hobby enthusiast, of course. And her memories are going to be pretty good. We already saw most of these sort of through Wilhelm and Alma's. But starting up here, she never went to college, so she's kind of upset about that, but she got a job. She got a dog. That's when she met Amber. They seemed to hit it off very quickly, very well. After one kiss, they were in love, and then going steady. So, I don't know, I mean, with everything that's happened recently, I think that Amber and Rosa met when Amber was in a very vulnerable position, and it's clear to me that maybe even though it's not exactly what Amber wanted, she moved in with Rosa and her family because she needed the stability. And unfortunately, Rosa and her family are very kind, and they're probably being taken advantage of a little bit. Okay, and her turn-ons are sociable sims, practical sims, and her turn-off is nurturing, which that does not make any sense whatsoever. So we're actually going to change that, because as a family sim, I think that you would want... I think that you would want your, like, partner to be nurturing towards children, right? Okay, so I fixed it, and so now... Oops, now where is it? So now she's into nurturing and practical sims, and she's turned off by unconventional sims. I didn't really care what it was, but that works. We're gonna give her her aspiration benefits. Very good. And then finally, last but not least, we've got little Lewis Clarke down here, and my default replacements have given him a very interesting little tiger hat. But it's so cute, I'm gonna let him keep it because that's hilarious, and I love it. So yeah, he's a toddler. There's not gonna be much to say. He wants to learn his skills. What I'm most interested in is why the heck is he in aspiration failure? So looking at his memories, the only negative memories he has is of growing up badly, and for some reason, of course, everyone remembers when their distant relatives get a D. But yeah, I guess, like I said before, it's the insinuation that he's just had a rough upbringing so far because of the strained relationship between his mother and her family, and, growing up without his father. I don't know, yeah, because he's never even met his father, otherwise his father would be here in this relationship panel. The only friends he has are Rosa and her parents. He's not even friends with his own mom. So yeah, I guess it's possible that Amber just feels kind of distant from her son because of everything that's been going on in her personal life, and she just hasn't been very focused on him. But maybe we can try to change that if she's interested in doing so. See, like, he wants to be played with by Amber. Anyway, he's an Aquarius. He's kind of sloppy, shy, sort of kind of lazy, kind of playful, kind of nice. Little Lewis loves being played with and having so much fun with his new family. Rosa is so lovely and feels like a mother to him. He just wishes he could get that close to his real mama, too. Yeah, it's exactly like I thought. She's not paying him enough attention. We don't know what his one true hobby is just yet. Okay, that's pretty much all there is to know. So finally, without further ado, we can actually get into it. I'm sorry if the introductions took way too long. But yeah, I just really like to get in-depth perceptions of them before I get started. We also have a scripted event ready to go. It's been here in the corner this whole time. You probably already read it, but I just wanted to ignore it until I was done with the introductions. But yes, we have right here, Rosa's never been better than now with her girlfriend living right here. Come on, Wilhelm and Alma are rooting for their daughter on making a big move. It's time to find out whether Amber wants to make things official and get engaged. So yeah, that is going to be a mystery that we're going to try to solve today. Alright, so just like with every other household so far, it is starting us off around 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. And I want to turn free will on for this household just because I don't think I have a reason to keep it off for now. We're just going to see what everybody kind of gets up to in the first few minutes. I don't have any major plans. I think that something we're going to work on is getting Rosa and Amber engaged. But I don't know, something's holding me back because I kind of already have a feeling how it's going to go. But look how cute and happy they are. But yeah, Amber is just probably not going to be into the idea of the commitment. But maybe she would say yes. Oh my god. Maybe she would say yes just to continue, like, so that her son could have the stability in his life. I don't know. Actually, we'll have to see. But they're being sweet together right now. Alright, and so we're gonna get Lewis on the potty. I'm gonna wait and see how long it takes for Amber to go out of her way to pay any attention to her son. I want to see if she does it on her own, or if she is just completely disinterested and she is in fact just using the Greenburgs as sort of like a free babysitting service. Maybe there's also some like self-loathing there. Maybe Amber thinks that she is not fit to be a mother. Maybe she sees how much better Rosa is with Lewis, and I don't know, maybe she thinks that Lewis would be better off with just Rosa. It's kind of a terrible way to look at it, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, like, I understand that self-loathing can be quite difficult to surpass, and I don't know, Amber, she doesn't strike me as just like, oh, just a free spirit type of girl. I think that she's just been through a lot and, you know, has not really, as she dances, of course, but she just hasn't really found the best ways to, I don't know, get it out of her system or something. What's everybody up to? Oh, he's playing on the hammock. I want to keep an eye. Oh, he can talk too? Wow, he must have like a gold gardening badge. Yeah, gold gardening, bronze flower arranging. I didn't even see a flower arranging booth here, but maybe it's hiding somewhere. But yeah, maybe talk to that tree since it's sickly. Oh, so it looks like Amber and Rosa are gonna go woohoo. Sorry for the lag. Yeah, that just happens during the dawn and dusk for my game. But yeah, so they're gonna go in here and have a good time tonight. Let's see, what are their schedules for tomorrow? So tomorrow on Monday, Amber is off and Rosa is off. So tomorrow on Monday could be a good day to send them on a date or something and see if Amber, or maybe Rosa, I should say, can pop the question. Was this child playing in the toilet? Of course he was. But the moms are too busy woohooing. Okay, good, they're done. Oh my god, the lag is like intense. I fear that I may need to deforest this lot a little bit. It's not ideal, is it? Oh my god, Rosa missed work today. Well, that's not my fault, is it? Well, that sucks. Okay, but Amber will be going to work here pretty shortly. They need something to eat. I doubt that there's any leftovers in the fridge. And, you know, Alma has a pretty good cooking skill. I assume that she would probably be cooking for the family if that's what she's used to doing. So she'll make some quick dinner for everybody. You know what would be so funny is if I accidentally turned Wilhelm into a plant sim, because I do have the mod now to make it more likely that you could become a plant sim, like it takes less pest sprays. And during the, I believe the Sutherland episode, we were trying so hard to get Jenny, the teenager, to become a plant sim, but it'd be ironic if it happened unintentionally here in this household. Okay, so Amber is helping herself to a beverage before she goes to work. It's probably not the best idea. So Alma just finished setting up dinner for everybody. Whoever's hungry can come and eat. And then she's gonna go get Lewis. What's the problem there? She couldn't sit at the chair? Oh, goodness me. Amber's off to work. She's gonna... Oh, maybe? What the hell? Hello? I don't know why, but the car is not driving away anymore. So yeah, so far this has been a very nice, like, nuclear family situation. Oh my gosh, this is the worst. They can't use these chairs. That is so unfortunate. Probably because they were placed with, like, move objects or something. Yeah. They're too close to the archway. Well, that blows. So for some reason, Rosa wants to become friends with Alfred Wallace. I suppose they met somewhere along the way, maybe during his episode or someone else's. So I'm just gonna have him have her give him a ring. Oh my gosh. And we're just gonna talk. She doesn't need much social, so I'm not sure how long they're gonna be speaking for, but that's fine. Mom and Dad are down here just enjoying their dinner together. So I kind of stopped paying attention, but the car eventually did, in fact, drive away. Now that I'm looking at it, something really wonky is going on with the sidewalk, but so maybe that had something to do with it. The road is a little bit messed up. I don't know. Alright, so it's now 3 o'clock in the morning, and Amber has just gotten home from work, and she got a promotion to convenience store clerk. So, still not making like a ton of money or anything, but you know, she's moving on up in the world. And I think this actually puts her on the day shift, yeah. So, luckily, she still is off work on Monday, so I can still go through with my plan to have her and Rosa hit the town and potentially take, like, go on a date and get engaged. We'll have to see. But so she just got home and she's tired, so I'm gonna have her shower and go to bed. Um, Alma's actually in here. She was trying to help teach Lewis how to walk, but it's like not going well because she keeps getting routed all the wrong ways. But honestly, I should have Amber in here doing this, but considering, oh, Alma's already doing it, and I guess she doesn't really have any problem staying up late with the kid. This is not gonna go very well though, because I'm not using smart milk this time around. Before too much longer, I'm just gonna have to send Alma to bed. It's literally 4 o'clock in the morning. But I just felt so bad, like I really wanted to maybe satisfy one of Lewis's wants so that he's not in such aspiration failure anymore. Because when the toddlers are in aspiration failure, they sometimes will just sit there and cry, and it makes me so sad. And this is neither here nor there, but something interesting I just noticed is that it's been a couple hours since Amber got into the bed with Rosa, but they are not cuddling, and they always, I mean, all the Sims that are in love in my game, anytime the other one gets into bed, they start to cuddle pretty much right away. So I don't know if that is just a glitch or what that's about, but interesting to point out. Oh, it's now 6 a.m. See, poor Alma's just not going to bed, but watch, like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna start cuddling right away. Unless he's going to wake up, though. See? She scoots closer pretty much right away. Yeah, super interesting that these two are not. Oh, well, now she's awake. Alright, so it's about lunchtime, and Amber has been spending some time outside in the barn working on her car. And Rosa and Amber just sat down to have lunch, and they're discussing the possibility of going out tonight. They're like, you know what, it's a Monday, but I mean, we have the day off, and I think Rosa is planning some things in her mind about proposing tonight. Amber, of course, has no idea. She's like, sure, yeah, let's go out. Like, that sounds like fun. It's been a minute since we've done that. And, yeah, here we are. Rosa's planning in her head the engagement. I think that she's been dealing with a lot of, like, not pressure, so to speak, but kind of from her parents. They're like, hey, like, if she's gonna be living here with us and you're all but basically adopting her son, I think that you should make, like, the next big step. So that's something that's really just been heavily on her mind. And I think that Rosa also really like to have some children of her own, and she wants to do that as a family. So her and Amber getting married first just makes sense. But yeah, so it's still pretty early. I don't want to send them out until like later tonight. Um, what is Lewis doing? We're gonna come up here and potty train him and give him a bath. Wilhelm has been outside pretty much all day, taking care of his trees and his gardens, and everything looks really happy and healthy, except for this one tree, but I don't care. So you know what he could do is rake up some leaves, because that needs to be done before it gets like really out of hand. Oh my god, I didn't even notice they had a well. A wishing well, no less. Yeah, he'll just rake up all the leaves around. He doesn't have anything else really going on, so it's no big deal. You are going to come in here and get ready for your night out. They might have to take a nap. I mean, they have been awake for quite a while. Loki over here is just having the time of his life. He's pretty happy. Oh wait, before you do that, I want you to fill his bowl. I'm surprised that they don't have a compost heap, but maybe he prefers to buy his fertilizer. I've sort of unofficially designated Alma as the main caretaker for Lewis, but I think that she's really leaning into her grandma. What the hell? She didn't finish the bath. What are you doing? But yeah, she's really leaning into being a grandma is what I was trying to say. Yeah, I'm not sure why she stopped so suddenly. Oh, and I just noticed that Amber actually hasn't wanted to ask Sim on a date anyway, so maybe I'm just gonna have her, like, unofficially... Well, yes, officially, but she's going to be the one to officially ask Rosa on a date, even though the idea was kind of proposed by the both of them. Just so I can satisfy that want. Oh no. Did you just clog the toilet? Yes, you did. Nice job. No one in this house has gold aspiration or higher, so I can't really use smart milk to try to help out little Lewis. Look how sweet they're being, though. My goodness. What sweet dog. Okay, so it is 9:30 at night. We got a really late start on that date. But we are now here at the Picky Diners restaurant, which I do believe we actually saw in the last episode. I believe this is where Abrielle and Han went on their date. But this is kind of like the only nice restaurant to eat at besides like the diner, so I wanted them to come here. And they're pink flashing in their thumbnails and stuff, but not actually in the game, so here's hoping that we can get through this without the game crashing. Fingers crossed. So yeah, they have just arrived, and I'm just gonna focus on some of their wants for now, but they are both kind of hungry, so getting some dinner seems like a good idea. But let's just start with trying to satisfy some wants. Give her a kiss. And, yep, there we go, that's what I wanted. So we're gonna choose to sit on this side, since it's a bit more fancy than this, like, country side. I was gonna have them change into their formal wear, but I actually did not like, Amber's formal wear option at all, and I didn't feel like changing it, so... Oh wow, Amber's going to get the lobster thermidor. Okay, we're just gonna do a chef's choice. I didn't really see what Rosa wanted. Oh no, we might get the food dropped on us. Okay, let's entertain with a toast. Maybe this is like their 1-year anniversary being together, even though it feels like it's probably just been a few months. Okay, the food is here. And it did not get dropped on us. Very good. So Amber got the lobster thermidor, and Rosa got the chili. Like, okay. I'm just gonna let them eat for a few minutes, try to speed through this. This part always takes forever. Okay, so there is, like, no one else here. Well, I take that back. We have Cherry Rockwell in the corner over there. Robin Hawk is eating by themselves over there. Yeah, no one is here. Maybe it's just too late at night. I don't know. I thought I had downloaded a mod to have more active community lots, but maybe I need to look into that a little bit more. Let's sing a song with Rosa. I just kind of wanted a reason to get them upstairs. See, in Amber's eyes, this is just another day. Just having a good old time. I don't think it's even occurred to Amber that Rosa is pondering the idea of, like, a lifetime commitment. But she probably should have considered that before she decided to move in with Rosa and her entire family. Because a family sim like Rosa would definitely see this as more of a commitment style, like, hey, if you're okay living together, then why not get married? So they're gonna conclude that beautiful duet, Truly gorgeous. Okay, hurry up. Okay, they're done. And Rosa, just in the heat of the moment, she is just having such a great time. Oh my gosh. She's just gonna... They're gonna start kissing. We're just kind of speeding through that. And then right here, right now, we are going to propose engagement. And this is it. This is the moment of truth. Is Amber going to say yes or no? She kind of looks like she's going to say yes. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm so surprised by this. But this is the positive reaction. Oh my gosh, I have to make sure I stop and take photos. Wow, this is not the outcome I was expecting, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, Amber just said yes. Even though that was a massive, massive fear of hers. Look at that, she is not happy. Oh no. Well, going back to my original line of thinking, I do believe that Amber sort of felt pressured to say yes because now that she's living with Rosa and her family is supporting herself and her son, she may be doing this just as a means to an end. Like, okay, well, I guess I kind of have to marry you because that's what you want to do, and I do love you, but I don't know, I think that Amber might be thinking that this is a huge mistake, or will be in the future. But for now, why not enjoy it while we can? So, yeah, they want to woohoo, and I think there's nowhere to do that here but on a sofa, which is just great. Oh god, there's lightning. I think there's a witch here. Yeah. Amy Wendland, the atrociously evil witch. Well, they're gonna go upstairs and celebrate. What do we have down here? We've got Bobby Atkins and Eloise Sutherland eating dinner together. Okay, then. Oh my god, they had to walk to the other side of the planet for this couch. Okay, there they go. Oh, and then all that just for it to glitch out. Are you serious? Alright, they are just happy as clams, so that woohoo kind of made Amber feel a lot better. She's in a much better mood, aspirationally. And holy crap, holy, it is almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I was not paying attention to the passage of time. So we are going to end the date. Now they're even happier because they're like, wow, that was a dream date. Amber, of course, still wants to see the ghost of her father. Oh my god, it did not even occur to me that Amber was not already in love with Rosa. She just now fell in love. Wow. Well, you know what? That kind of makes sense. I think that she's been on the fence this whole time, and then she's realizing in this moment that she really does love Rosa. Of course, we're gonna have to wait and see if, she goes all the way to the altar, but... yeah, I think that we're gonna call the date there, and we're gonna meet back up with them at the house, where they're gonna get to announce their engagement to Wilhelm and Alma, and I'm sure that they're going to be very, very happy. Okay, so it's actually the next day, around 10:30 in the morning, and everyone's kind of sleeping in, getting a late start to the day. But Wilhelm is out here working on his garden, of course. Oh, for some reason this tomato plant is kind of wilting. I wonder if the, oh my god, I can't see. I wonder if the sprinklers just aren't reaching that plant. Yeah, that's what that looks like. Not reaching any of these on the ends. Oh no. Well, we'll water, oh my god, the trees. We'll water these specifically. Well, maybe just the ones that need it. Yeah. But, I decided to change his outfit. I realized he was wearing like a suit and tie situation, and it just did not really suit someone who was spending his entire day outside in the garden. So he now has some classic overalls, but with a sweater underneath because they are approaching the colder months. In fact, it's about mid-autumn, so I reckon it would be kind of cold outside. Yeah, see, these just needed some water. I'll go ahead and water all of these. And, that's pretty much all he's got going on for him. We're gonna rake and then start... I'm tempted to burn the leaves, but we're just gonna dispose of them because I don't want him to set himself on fire. Or maybe if I just watch him closely, he won't burn himself. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, oh, Rosa appears to be awake somewhere. Oh, she's outside. What was she doing? So now that Rosa is engaged, it's funny that she does not have the want to get married. Usually that happens pretty quickly. Oh, look, someone brought up someone flowers. I reckon those are for Amber. But she still wants to see the ghost of Jack. She's still really upset. Probably because... oh, yeah, of course. I knew I shouldn't have burned them. Probably because, you know, Rosa knows everything that Amber went through when she was younger. Great, so now I have to find a phone, to call the fire department, and I don't even know where the phone is downstairs. I've been using the one upstairs, but, I do not see a phone. Oh, it's right there. Call emergency. And she's going to take her sweet time walking to it, of course. Yep. Hopefully Wilhelm does not die out there. There we go. Fire station. How you doing? He's not on fire. It's just the sunflowers, which is just the most ridiculous thing. Like, sir, if you don't start doing something... Oh, okay. And this, guys, is why you do not burn the freaking leaves. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Thank you very much, Lady Jones. That's probably like the second or even third fire that Lady Jones has had to come in and save us from. Terrific. Great job, guys. And then, of course, like you do after every fire, Rosa is going to go brush her teeth because that's very efficient. Just kidding. And then she's getting kind of hungry, so... actually, Rosa does have to work today, but she doesn't leave until about 4 o'clock. And Amber is actually off work today. Jack is not doing anything. Once again, we've gone this entire time without Amber actually showing any attention towards Lewis. But I guess I'm just going to have to force it because I need someone to potty train the baby. And they'll get some inadvertent relationship points from that. Very good. Maybe she's actually going to end up potty training him because he's really close to being potty trained. That would be pretty good, because then I wouldn't have to keep sending people in here. Yep, there we go. Excellent. So now he's hungry, needs a bath, and he's tired. While she's in here, we're just gonna say maybe she's in a better mood since she got engaged, so maybe she feels better about, like, the future of her child, because she knows that it's a bit more stable now that she can kind of count on the Greenburgs to help her out when it comes to Lewis. I'm not sure. I mean, she was kind of baking that on. She was kind of baking on that already, but she's more solidified her status in the family, I suppose. So I'm going to try. I would very much like to have a wedding during this episode, if it's possible. So I think not today, not on Tuesday, but maybe on Wednesday, if I can get. It would either have to be later in the day, or Amber would have to take the day off work. Oh my god, shut up, dog. Jeez. But yeah, we could try to have a wedding. I feel like they would want to move kind of quickly, especially because Rosa feels like she's on a bit of a crunch. We're just going to pretend that, you know, when the girls came home at almost 6 o'clock in the morning, that Alma and Wilhelm were awake and they heard the good news. Because I kind of don't feel like setting up the whole situation where they're having the conversation. But yes, let's just say that Wilhelm and Alma know that their daughter just got engaged. And if you actually look at their wants, I've already locked them in. They want a relative to get married, so that's going to be the next big thing that happens. Okay, that carpool is for Rosa. Yep. I'll see you later. And we're going to put the baby to bed because he's being annoying. Oh no, wrong sim. I need to hire someone, maybe a gardener. Same thing, the car, like, is just getting stuck at the end. I mean, it does leave eventually, but that's really odd, isn't it? Maybe it's just the placement of the lot. I don't know. As long as she actually gets to work and comes home, I'm not that worried about it, but it's a little weird. Okay, and so I think for the rest of the day, we're going to kind of just chill. If anything eventful happens, I'll let you guys know, but otherwise, we're going to wait until tomorrow to see if we can get that wedding done. I like to think that Amber gets to stay home today, and she's maybe doing some wedding planning, or maybe Alma and Wilhelm are kind of helping with that because they're very interested in marrying off their only daughter. Alright, so it is now Wednesday at 12:30 in the afternoon, and I've decided that we're going to go ahead and just get the ball rolling, and we're actually going to have a wedding today. Originally, I was going to plan to do this for Thursday, which was going to be the final day I played with this family, but I decided that there really wasn't anything worth waiting for, besides the fact that today is technically Lewis's birthday. So, if you've seen the other episodes of Silent Peaks, so far you may know that I've kind of been choosing to play with aging off for most of the households. because I haven't really wanted anyone to change lifespans or grow up or move out or do any of that normal gradual stuff until we've sort of progressed the overarching neighborhood story a bit more. But in this case, I'm willing to make an exception because I would like to see Lewis grow up. I think that the transition from toddler to child is not that drastic of a life change. Like, nothing's going to change in the household. So, yeah, this is going to be the first birthday that we see for Silent Peaks. I think it also goes to show just how much time has passed since Amber and Rosa started dating, slash, when they moved in. And it'll be good, especially if they decide to, say, for example, have another child. I don't want the aging between the two children to be off or anything like that. So, yeah, without further ado, tonight at 6 p.m., Lewis is going to be aging up to a child. And I don't think we're going to be having a birthday party for him. I mean, truth be told, I don't know who would even come anyway. I mean, his parents don't really have very many friends, so it'll just be a close knit thing. And of course, we're going to be having a wedding in the daytime. So I took the liberty of going ahead and setting up everything that we're going to need for the wedding. And we actually have a very beautiful spot out here with all the flowers and the trees and stuff. And, with it still being autumn, there's no snow yet. I will have to pick up the leaf piles, but otherwise, I think this is a nice little spot for the altar and the matching chairs. And then upstairs, I put a little buffet table and some champagne. I mean, it's nothing crazy because, again, it's going to be a pretty small thing. I was debating whether or not they would even actually throw a wedding party, but I think that we will, just to say that we did. I mean, there are a couple people they could invite. Um, I mean, Alma has a friend, Dahlia, that could attend. Um, Rosa has a friend, Kitty Locke, that could attend as well. And I mean, I suppose that I could teleport someone over. It couldn't be Cassian because Cassian is technically missing as far as I'm aware. I just don't know if Amber knows that or not. And it certainly will not be Jack Clarke. That is Amber, still despises her father, seems to have no interest in reconnecting with him, and wants to see his ghost still to this day. So I don't think that she's going to be enthused about having him at her wedding. Oh, what's this? I don't remember if I saw this before. That Amber actually has a crush on this Dahlia Verdant person and has maximum chemistry with her. What? Now that's kind of crazy. I didn't remember seeing anything about Dahlia in her romantic history. So I guess it is just a crush and nothing's happened. I mean, as you can see here, they're not even friends. So yeah, now I'm even more interested in inviting over Dahlia for the party, as messy as that might be. So yeah, I'm just getting everyone set up. I did kind of cheat and like max motives on everybody. I just want them to get ready. So we're going to get everyone in their formal wear. I think that I know I got new clothes. Yeah, for Amber. So this is Amber's wedding look. She's gonna have this little short dress and cute little heels, and she put her hair down into a braid instead of having it up. I think she looks very adorable. And then Rosa, oh wow, she's got a more intricate dress, I suppose. It's like lace, flowers, and her hair is just gonna stay the same. That's fine. She looks great. Let's see. Okay, looks like, yeah, we're wearing like a very dramatic dress with no back, and I don't know why Wilhelm was crying. Maybe he's crying that his daughter's getting married. I don't know. But okay, this is nice. Mother of the bride outfit, and finally, this is Wilhelm's. It's a very basic elder formal wear, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and send Wilhelm outside, and we're going to, oops, dispose of these leaves and whatnot. Once those are out of the way, I will get them out there and ready. And so I think that I'm just going to have, I keep forgetting where the phone is. There we go. I'm going to have Alma call up Dahlia since that is her friend, and she's going to invite Dahlia over. Maybe Alma and Wilhelm realize that their daughter doesn't have that many friends that could attend a wedding, so they kind of want to just fill the seats. Literally, it's, oh my god, she works until 6 p.m. Well, that is not going to work for me. So I think I'm just going to teleport her instead. Um, oh, I don't know why I canceled her action on that. My bad. My bad. Recycle. Recycle. They're just cleaning up a bit. Yeah, I'm just going to teleport her over. In that case, I guess we're not having a wedding party. I feel like it's going to be a bad wedding party if, like, no one shows up. And I just don't know. like, who she would invite. I mean, besides Kitty Locke. I mean, maybe Alfred Wallace would attend, possibly, but I don't know what reason he would have to other than just, like, being a good neighbor. I don't know. So let's just go ahead and do it. What's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah. So hurry up, because it's already 1 o'clock, and I really wanted to have the wedding during the daytime. I just don't think that setup out there is going to look very good at night. So yeah, Kitty and Alfred. It doesn't say no one's coming. I think that I've learned most of the time anyway, unless that sim really hates you, most of the sims will show up for weddings. So yeah, technically these two shouldn't be seeing each other already in their their wedding attire, because isn't that like bad luck or whatever, but they're doing it. And we're just gonna say that they had a first look. I don't know how Amber's feeling in this moment. I know that Rosa is excited. I mean, besides the fact that she does not actually want to get married, but we're just gonna blow right past that. Amber does have the want to ask a sim on a date, but that's not necessarily an inclination she wants to ask someone else on a date. You know, she very well could just be wanting some alone time with her future wife. And Lewis down here, he's doing pretty good. He doesn't have formal wear, I suppose, so he's just going to wear his normal outfit. Let's go ahead and scoop him up. We're just going to take him downstairs. Wait, has he learned all of his skills? Yeah, I guess he has. Oh my god, who was doing the freaking toast? It must be Alma. Alma, leave that alone. I don't know why I bothered putting that out. It was probably a mistake. The only person who seems very interested in someone getting married today is Alma. She has the want for a relative to get married. Oh yeah, so does Wilhelm. Duh. So let's go ahead and get the party started. We're going to teleport over. What's her name? Dahlia Verdant. Now she's a townie, so maybe she's in here. Not. Oh, she's in the Garden Club. Why the hell is she? Is she a Garden Club sim? I don't know. Okay, and that's her outfit, but we're going to put her in her formal wear. It's quite, you know, salacious for a wedding, but especially a backyard wedding. But you know, you do you, Dahlia. That is fine. And Dahlia was actually listed under the Garden Club NPCs, so I'm not sure if she's a Garden Club sim or what. Yeah, I guess she is. Request Garden Club membership. Well, that's cool. Maybe that's how they know her, because didn't it say that Wilhelm was in the Garden Club? That seems to be my memory. Sorry, I'm recording this part of the video like weeks after the first one, so if I'm a bit lost myself, that's why. But yeah, let's go ahead and get it started. We got music playing. We're gonna go serve some food. Oh, serve some food. There you go. He's about done taking care of the leaves. Oh my, what's going on here? Okay, Kitty doesn't have hair. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay, I don't know why her hair was invisible, but I fixed it. This is just the default hair she had, so I don't know who she is. I didn't care enough to actually edit her hair, so yes, and now the party's getting started. Amber, okay, we're still, okay, we're hit, okay, enough with the freaking, I just can't tell who is initiating the champagne. Oh my god, look at this. Okay, 2 seconds after Dahlia is here, she's coming upstairs to try to hold Amber's hands right in front of Rosa. And listen, as juicy as that would be, now is not the time. We're not going to do that just yet. We're not going to let them, like, destroy everything before the wedding even gets started. So let's go ahead and we can just have them chat. Maybe she could, like, introduce her to Rosa. Just like, hey, it's been a while. Oh, she's immediately talking about breaking up. Her breakup with who? Leonard, I presume. Oh no, I think that Lewis had a fear of throwing a party. Well, you're okay, Lewis. Get over it. Okay, so we're having a toast, I suppose, to Rosa. That's very nice of Kitty. That's, you know, Rosa's friend. Oh, they're like speech. I mean, listen, it's kind of a cute concept. Oh, she was gonna go kiss Amber, and that's very sweet, but she's too far away. So it is now 2 p.m. I want to go ahead and honestly get it started. We're now at a not bad. So let's just, oh, of course it says join union. Let's just go ahead and get married. Everyone should go, right? Oh my god, sir. Enough! Enough. We did our toast. I don't know why I put myself through this. There we go. It's gone. So people are coming. Oh, they're at the altar already. Dang, I thought that would take longer. Oh my gosh. Han? I love when walk-bys just do this. Okay, so everyone is about to sit down. We actually had the perfect amount of chairs if you include Han for some reason. And I went ahead and brought Lewis down here. He doesn't have anything to do or to watch, but he's here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Are you gonna say our vows? Oh, I forgot about Dahlia. Whatever, she's fine. Wow, they're actually going through with it. Wow, so listen, I wasn't expecting, or I guess I just wasn't sure if Amber was actually going to stay. I thought that she would run, but she didn't. She's actually getting married. Why is Lewis crying? Whatever. It wouldn't be a wedding without a baby crying. But yay! So they officially tied the knot. Everyone is so happy. Oh, choose a last name for the couple. So honestly, I think that Amber would like to take Rosa's last name, specifically because she's got this animosity with her father, and maybe she just wants to distance herself from the Clarke family a bit. She doesn't really like her brother all that much either. So yeah, she's going to change her last name. And what I think would be really nice is if Lewis also was adopted by the Greenburgs, so he's going to become Lewis Greenburg as well. He's going to lose the entire Clarke name as well. I think that that's sort of Amber's payback, if you will, to her father for his mistreatment of her all these years. She's not going to allow his name to live on. But okay, wow. Okay, guys, I was fully prepared for a left at the altar situation, so I have to say I'm a little surprised, but not unpleasantly so. I'm very happy for them. I mean, I hope that things work out. I'm a bit concerned as far as like Amber's romanticism. Like, is she going to blow things up here with Dahlia today? I don't know. But we're just going to give her another smooch, and we're gonna start. Well, I guess I'll just allow them to have the reception. Oh, she does have a negative memory, though. And I think she also had the negative memory of getting engaged, yeah. So there is some part deep down with Amber that she is just not certain about where the trajectory of this relationship is going, but she kind of has like a free meal ticket out of Rosa, and I don't know, like I think that there is some caring, like she does love her, but there's just that uncertainty there, and that's all I can really speak to right now. Oh, she's serenading her. How nice. Well, I don't know what else people are getting up to here. Um, oh, Dahlia's in here watching a movie. I guess she wasn't all that interested in the vows. And I just realized poor Wilhelm has not helped out his garden very much, so he has a lot to do. Dahlia's no longer a family friend. Well, she's literally here, so I think that it was Alma that was friends with her, so we'll just go. Oh, look, and the very first thing that they want now is to get a grandchild. Amazing. I mean, hey, never say never. Things could happen. Alright, are we stuck here? Or, like, what's the situation? I think they're kind of stuck here, yeah. Get out of the way, get out of the way. There we go. It's now a roof raiser, wow. Oh, you know what I just realized is they don't have a wedding cake. I mean, I guess I should not really bother. No one seems to really be eating much of anything, but I don't know. Wedding cake is just kind of a crucial part of that for me, so I'm gonna buy them one. I like this little one. It's small. You know, again, this is an intimate, close friends and family only thing, so we'll just go cut the cake. Oh, Rosa is coming in to do the cake. Okay, here we go. Perfect. I mean, as far as Rosa goes, I bet she is just absolutely on cloud nine. I mean, she finally has locked in her love, and, you know, this commitment means a lot to her. In Rosa's eyes, they are officially a real family. And I think that's very sweet. Oh, we're not going to sit at the same table. Okay. Everyone's having a piece of cake, and everyone's sitting at different tables. Oh, look who just... Kitty and Rosa just became best friends. That's nice. They're having a chat. Someone left some food on the table. I'm gonna walk in there once to get another grandchild. That's so sweet. And now we're dancing. Oh, wow. Yeah, Amber's feeling good. Okay, let's go check on Lewis. He should be aging up right now. I mean, I should have had them up here, I suppose, to celebrate with him, but he's okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that hair slicked back. And a little suit, no less. Maybe, oh, this is his formal wear. Okay, that makes sense. Lewis has grown into a child. As a toddler, Lewis achieved the aspiration level of precocious preschooler, and that's great. Lewis is well on the way to perfection. Excellent. So, see, you don't necessarily have to have a close relationship with your father to have a good childhood. He seems like he's actually doing really well. I think that living here with the Greenburgs has been very good for him and for Amber. So now he is a child and he has 7 days until he ages to a teenager. He wants to get a kitten. That'd be kind of cute. And he's very close with Rosa and Alma, and he's close with Wilhelm. Of course, not so much with Amber. I do remember saying that I wasn't going to initiate any interaction between Amber and Lewis. I wanted to see if she would do it autonomously. And to this moment, I don't think that I've seen her even once go out of her way to take care of him or show him any kind of attention. So I don't really know where to go with that. I think that she's just not feeling very maternal. Maybe she's just kind of like letting Rosa pick up all the slack when it comes to that. I don't know, but let's go ahead and check out his everyday and see what that looks like. Okay, just a little polo, some Converse. I mean, these two don't really go together, but I'm gonna leave it. And I like his hair. His hair is cute. I didn't even know I had that hairstyle. Oh, and I already checked his personality, of course, when he was a toddler, but here it is again, in case you forgot. He is sloppy, shy, mildly in between lazy and active, kind of playful, mostly nice. Yeah. The only thing we need to do now is get him a big boy bed and maybe like a desk and stuff to put his homework on, and he's gonna be all set. Oh wow, and he's already tired. But I'm gonna send him downstairs. Now that he's a child, it'll be easier to care for him. Oops, not grab a plate, yeah. And for other people to interact with him. He wants to make another friend, so hopefully we can work on that for him. Alright, so nothing else really eventful happened and the party is over. It was a roof raiser. Very happy for everybody. So now our guests are gonna start leaving. Dahlia and Alfred and Kitty. So Dahlia was apparently on her best behavior. I did not witness her and Amber getting up to anything nefarious. I should say Amber was on her best behavior. Maybe they were tempted, but I don't know. Amber was good. Didn't do anything crazy. Let's turn off this TV, shall we? Thank you very much. Oh, and of course the very first thing now Rosa wants to do is go on a vacation. Well, that's going to have to wait. I'm not too keen on sending them on a vacation just yet until we know more about what's going on around Silent Peaks, until I start more of like maybe a normal gameplay, because of course we haven't really discussed it much. It hasn't come up much this episode, but do not forget that there is a mystery of disappearing Sims and alien visitors in Silent Peaks. So, oh dear, what do we have here? Okay, Amber wants to kiss and flirt with Dahlia. Well, I mean, you kind of missed your opportunity because Dahlia was here, but I don't know if Amber is that foolish to want to do such a thing while Rose is in the house, or just in this house in general. I don't know. I haven't quite put my finger on how I feel about Amber just yet. So now I guess we're just gonna kind of hang out and see what goes on for the rest of the evening. Not too much going on. I think people are just settling in. The lighting in this room is so strange. I don't know if it's because there's like a roofing situation where it thinks it's outside or what, but it's very, very weird. Okay, but yeah, tonight I'm just going to set up Lewis's bedroom and send everybody to sleep, I think. Okay, guys, so something very interesting has changed. Everything that we just saw regarding Rosa and Amber's marriage and successful wedding and everything has actually been erased. Unfortunately, my game did crash just shortly after Lewis aged up, and I did not have a save from until before the wedding. So then I thought, okay, I will just redo the wedding very quickly off camera, and that was my first mistake, I suppose. And of course, remember how surprised I was that Amber did not leave Rosa at the altar? Well, this time she did. And I will put pictures here because I did at least get some photos, but unfortunately, Rosa was left at the altar by Amber in front of all of her friends and family, and she in fact has lost Amber as a best friend. They had a terrible party, of course, and now Rosa is furious with Amber, and I don't believe, yeah, she's not even in love with her anymore. I think that getting left at the altar was, oh, look, she's even sad right now, was sort of the last straw. I mean, up until this point, Rosa's been under the impression that her relationship with Amber has been very healthy, but I think that now the rose-colored glasses have sort of come off, and Rosa understands all the red flags that she's been ignoring up until this point, especially being that Amber has been completely disinterested in her son's life, and that's not a good sign for Rosa as a family sim. Of course, they are still BFFs, but I just don't think that that flag ever goes away. I think it's literally forever, so I may just have to remove that because I don't think that they would consider each other their BFFs anymore. If you look at Amber's relationship towards Rosa, she is actually still in love with Rosa, which sort of just solidifies what I was saying before, I believe, about how I think that Amber does have real feelings for Rosa, but it's just complicated. She doesn't know how to show real love. I think that she's just kind of messed up, unfortunately, regarding everything to do with relationships. Probably a lot to do with her upbringing, her tumultuous relationship with her father, the fact that her son's father is no longer in the picture, things like that. It's just kind of a mess, right? And some other fun things happened. Just after Amber left Rosa at the altar, she decided to waltz over and try to plant a big one on Dahlia, and Dahlia shockingly was not interested whatsoever. I think that it was more like Dahlia did not want to cause a bigger spectacle at the wedding. I think that she realized it was in very bad taste. So Dahlia was a good person, I think, at the moment, and turned Amber down. And then, of course, now Alma and Wilhelm both hate Amber's guts. They hate her. They want her out of their house. They are so upset. They were really looking forward to seeing their daughter get married finally after all this time of her wanting to be married and having her own family. So, yeah, it's quite unfortunate. It's unfortunate in many ways, mostly because I was kind of excited. I was kind of happy that things were going to work out. I thought maybe we can still make this work. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just not going to be possible. I think that Amber will not be able to stay here for very much longer either. We did have Lewis grow up though, and he grew up pretty well, same as before. He looks the same. I was gonna redecorate his bedroom, but I'm gonna have to wait and see if he even ends up staying here because it's possible that when, and I'm sure it is a when, not just an if, but I'm sure that when Amber moves out, she's going to take her son with her. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ponder on that a bit. But I am going to let them go through the rest of the evening and kind of wait and see, I guess, if any more developments happen. Oh, he's writing about his father? Yeah, he's writing about his dad, who he technically has never met. So that's interesting. I guess he knows who he is, he just has never met him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so lost. I don't know what to do anymore regarding these guys. Rosa immediately has the want to fall in love again, and she still wants to see the ghost of Jack. She wants to be BFFs with Kitty. That was her name, right? Yeah. And she wants to get a pet, which is interesting. Maybe she wants to get a girl dog so that Loki can have puppies. Maybe if she can't have love, her dog can. I'm not sure. Wasn't Loki? No, he is definitely the Greenburgs dog. Okay, for some reason, for just a second, I thought he was Amber's dog, but no, I don't believe so. So yeah, oh, okay, now we're just gonna go dance and you know how the Sims are. They don't really show all their emotions in the most normal of ways, but yeah, and we can see here that Amber still fears getting engaged to Rosa. I think that she realizes what a mistake she made. Of course, she has some very deep-rooted issues to work through before she can ever find real love, I think. And Rosa is so sick of her, she's just gonna go lay down. Okay, yeah, so I think we're going to just play through the rest of the evening. If anything interesting happens, we'll come back in. But for now, I think we're just gonna have to meet back up with everybody in the morning. Alright, guys, so it is now 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. It is the night after the fiasco with Amber leaving Rosa at the altar. And if you couldn't tell, if it's not too obvious from her luggage next to her right here, that I definitely did not place just for story building purposes, Amber is leaving, and she's actually going alone. She is leaving in the middle of the night after literally everyone else has gone to sleep. As you can see here, she did not tell anyone that she was leaving. The last that she and Rosa spoke to each other, Rosa half heartedly agreed to allow Amber to stay until she could figure out, that is, until Amber could figure out some place to stay, because the assumption on Rosa's part was that Amber would be taking Lewis to live someplace else, because Rosa has already basically stated that it's going to be too painful for her to allow Amber and Lewis to stay here. So even though she really, really loves Lewis, as Amber being Lewis's mother, it only made sense to Rosa that they would go together. But Amber, seeing this sort of situation of her own that she's caused herself, that is, she sees how negatively it would impact Lewis, because this has been the most stable place for him to grow up in. Like, she sees how much that the Greenburgs love Lewis and they care for him as if he's their own. And so Amber is making the not so great decision to leave on her own, and she's going to leave Lewis here. And she's not leaving a note. She's not telling anybody where she's going. I don't think she even knows where she's going because she doesn't actually have anywhere to go. She is going to end up taking a small portion of the household funds, but it's not going to be very much, so I'm not too sure where she's going to end up or with whom. But this is pretty much her final decision for this household. She's going to be leaving, and she's leaving Lewis here. And yeah, I know it's really sad. I think that deep down, Amber just wants the best for her son, because she knows that, or at least she feels that he would not have as stable of an upbringing if she were to take him with her, because again, she has nowhere to go. I don't know if she's going to find a friend that she can possibly crash on the couch with or what, but wherever she ends up, it's not going to be good for Lewis, like, especially as young as he is. So, yeah, this is just how things are going to go down for now. So, off she goes. The taxi is here to pick her up. She did call them in the middle of the night. I want to believe that she is going to get like a hotel room or something, at least for the night, until she can figure out her next steps. But with that all being said, Amber is now out of here. Alright, so unexpectedly, everyone is sort of getting up and waking up and moving around the house quite early in the morning. I guess they all kind of didn't sleep very well after a very tumultuous evening yesterday. So Rosa is awake and she's walking around, and she was upstairs in her bedroom and she was looking around because she realized that obviously Amber did not sleep in the bed with her. She wouldn't have allowed that anyway, but she noticed that some of Amber's things are gone off of the shelf, off of her table. And she's starting to feel a little suspicious. She's walking downstairs to check and see if potentially Amber slept on the couch. And once she gets here, she's going to realize that indeed Amber is not here, did not sleep on the couch, and someone left stereo on all night. um, and I think that it's starting to dawn on her that Amber may have left in the middle of the night. So she's not sure what happened, of course, so she's going to go upstairs and check to see if Lewis is still here. Obviously, we can see he's there, but um, obviously she's going to be like, okay, if Amber's gone, then so is Lewis, but of course Lewis is in the bath, so he's kind of ruining this, but um, she's going to realize that he did in fact sleep through the night, and he's now in here taking a bath. So she's gonna come in here and be like, hi, like, have you seen your mom? Lewis is gonna say no. And then, this is just, I think, the moment where it really hits her, the fact that he is, or I'm sorry, that Amber is gone, and she left Lewis here, which I think is, like, the biggest shock, or I should say, like, gut punch of all. Rosa is going to tell Lewis in, like, the most simplest of terms, since, of course, Lewis is so young. I mean, I guess at this point he would be, like, barely 5 years old. A 5-year-old wouldn't really be able to comprehend, like, the full situation of what's going on here. But I think that she's explaining to him, like, hey, so I think your mom is gone, like, on a trip, and I don't know when she's gonna be back, and for now you're just gonna stay here with us, and, you're gonna just go to school and do everything normal until your mom gets back. And of course, Lewis is a kid, so he's just gonna be like, okay, like, you know, I honestly don't think that he doesn't have, you know, a close enough relationship with Amber for him to truly be upset. I think if anything, he'll just be like a bit confused. And of course, every child is going to have that like, well, where is my mom type situation. But it's already been very obvious that he already sees Rosa more of a mother than he ever saw Amber, because that's just how he was raised. So yeah, as sad as it is, this whole situation, I think that ultimately it's going to work out the best for Rosa and it's going to work out the best for Lewis. And Rosa has a chance now to find true love, like completely without any conditions. She's going to find true unconditional love out there. I have to believe that she will. So yeah, it's now 6 a.m. and we're just gonna pretty much get ready to say goodbye to this family. I don't think that there's any reason to stick around for much longer. We've done pretty much everything that I think we need to see from them so far. Okay, so remember how I said that we were about to be done? I actually was lying. I have a little surprise. So yesterday, when we thought that we were going to have a wedding and everything, Rosa thought, wow, what a great idea it would be to surprise my wife with an adoption baby. Which in actuality is a horrible idea. You should most certainly be consulting the what would be the other parent before you adopt. But then, of course, the wedding didn't go through, and Rosa didn't have the heart to call up the adoption agency and tell them, never mind, I'm not getting married anymore, I don't want a baby. And in fact, she actually really does want a baby. So she decided to go through with the adoption anyway, and she's going to raise this baby alone. Of course, she was not under the impression that she was also going to be sort of saddled with Lewis as well. So now she's sort of like a single mother of two all of a sudden. And Rosa was nice enough to volunteer. She's going to take in a new baby. And this part is what I was not expecting, is that this baby, oh my gosh, is an alien. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I would love to see her not. Oh, okay. We're gonna put her on the floor. All right, let's grab her up. Well, as you can see here, we've already named this darling little baby, and her name is Hazel. I wanted to go with like a similar plant-themed name like the rest of the Greenburgs kind of have, like Rosa has. But yeah, we have a green alien baby, and the only reason I can find for this is that there are actually a lot of alien townies in this neighborhood, if you consider all of the like visitors and such, and the replacement Sims that we've been seeing here and there. And I guess, I suppose that some of them procreated but decided they didn't want a baby, so we have Hazel here ending up at the adoption agency. So, yeah, this little green baby is not exactly what Rosa had expected, but I mean, we're very happy to have a baby girl because we already have that nursery set up upstairs for a baby girl. Everything's very pink, and now Lewis gets to be a big brother. He is at school right now, but when he gets home, he'll get to meet Hazel. And yeah, Rosa has a lot on her plate all of a sudden. She already had to take care of one kid, and now she's going to have this one, but ultimately she's very happy. And this is going to be technically Alma and Wilhelm's first grandchild, so I'm sure they're going to be excited too once they get past the fact that it's an alien baby. But maybe they won't really recognize that she's an alien per se. Maybe they'll just think like, oh, okay, she looks different. But if anything, this is the perfect family to have a green baby because they're very like nature oriented, and I don't know, like the name Hazel Greenberg kind of just feels right. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this has worked out. Not at all what I was planning to do when we first got here today, but again, I'm pretty happy with it. So we're going to get Alma and Wilhelm to actually come and meet their grandchild, their new baby grandchild. What's Wilhelm doing? Oh, he's selling his apples. These apples did not seem to turn out very good because they're not red. That seems to be the first indication it's not a good apple. Oh, we can't get to the baby, really? There we go. So Alma gets to meet Hazel first. She's like, "Oh wow, wow, that's a green baby, all right." But look at that, they love her so much anyway. It doesn't change a thing. Isn't that sweet? And to think that this could have been Amber's, but look and see if she's even angry at Amber right now in this moment. She's thinking about what could have been, I suppose. I'm sure something like that will kind of haunt her. Oh, speaking of the devil, maybe we should replace some of these family photos. I don't think that they would want to keep these up here. So yeah, whenever they're done doing that, oh look, he immediately has the want to get a grandchild. Well, you kind of just did, so I'm just gonna cheat that. I don't know if hers is the same. No, she's okay. And then we immediately go in here and watch TV. No. No, 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 no. Well, let's go feed a bottle to Hazel. Of course, Alma is very happy because she was already having a good time helping to take care of Lewis. And now she has another baby to help care for, and that's going to be kind of what I assume will consume most of her time now. Because otherwise, Alma doesn't have a whole lot going on for herself besides her painting and stuff. Of course, at this point, we can assume as well that Alma and Wilhelm are aware of Amber's disappearance, and they realize that this woman has basically just saddled them with her child. And of course, they don't think too highly of this. But yeah, I'm just really excited for this family to continue progressing. So this is going to be certainly one of the families I look forward to playing again, even maybe after this series has ended. Because it is supposed to be a limited series. It's supposed to be a short time. Talk to baby Hazel. This is one of my favorite interactions. Oh, how sweet. Maybe I should try to get a photo of the grandparents. Okay. Well, yeah, so I do think that that is going to be where we end things here for today's episode of Silent Peaks with the Greenburg family. Some small things that I'm going to be doing in between now and when we get to the next household, because I don't even remember who the next household is supposed to be, but I'm going to have to find some place in town for Amber to land because I don't want her to just exist in the sim bin. I want her to still be able to walk around and interact with the neighborhood and see what goes on from that point. And I also am going to be changing, I think, Lewis's last name to Greenburg. I think that the Greenburgs, at least for the time being, are going to fully take him under their wing. They're going to basically informally adopt him as well. I mean, hello, he was abandoned here, so it kind of just makes sense anyway. And then I'm going to mark Rosa as Lewis's parent, and I'm going to mark Hazel and Lewis's siblings so that everything is reflected, because again, that's just kind of how the cookie crumbled here. So not a whole lot happened in the scope of the alien disappearance and things like that. Like, we haven't really touched that here with this household. The only thing is, we know for a fact at this point that Lewis's father, Leonard, is probably also one of the missing Sims that has been replaced by a alien lookalike, because we do know that there is a alien visitor named Leonard that's walking around town, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of the real Leonard, so we're gonna have to look into that. I think that Leonard has a brother, actually. I think this is the same sim, his brother Bernard. Yeah, Bernard Morris. So I think that eventually when we get to Bernard's house, we're going to be able to uncover a little bit more of like what's going on with Leonard. Oh, and also this is kind of like not super important, but I noticed that Lewis had a very high interest in sci-fi, so I gave him a very like sci-fi'd out room, and it only just occurred to me right now how hilarious that is. Because he doesn't know this, no one knows this, but his father has been disappeared by aliens and may have even been replaced by an alien. So that's just really ironic. A complete coincidence, I swear. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know I certainly did. I've been having a lot of fun in Silent Peaks, getting to see everything and like learn what's going on here. I don't think that what happened in today's episode is very normal for most other players. I mean, I'm sure it's not unnormal for a romance sim to leave a family sim at the altar, but just the way that it all went down, thanks to my game crashing, we basically are living in like a parallel world, which is fine, you know. It was kind of more of a mess this way, and sometimes that's more fun. Alright guys, so thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you in the next one really soon. Have a great rest of your day, your night, your week, and bye!